What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 10, I believe it's 10, different altcoins today. We're going to be going over it in this order, so perk those ears up. I'm going to give you the list right now. We're going over ADA and XLM for Dr. Axer, XRP for Smooth Operator, FITFI, Rose, Boson, and UMA, all for Teresa. We're going to talk about Harry Potter Obama 10 Sonic Inu or something like that. It's that one's at the request of Mike. We'll be talking about Blue Zell for Benji the Third and finishing it up with Paraswap for Daniel Mullen. We're going to go over all of these altcoins. I'm going to try to spend like 2 minutes on each of them so that this video goes on for about 20 minutes. I guess a little bit longer than that with this intro. But if you like the video, hit that like button, man. If you'd like to subscribe, that'd be awesome too. You know, we do requests. I do requests every day, every single day. You guys hit me with the requests. You leave it in the comments. You leave it on the Discord. I see to the requests within a day after getting them. So, you know, hit that like button for that, and just hit the like button if you support the channel. You know, I really do appreciate everybody doing that. But without any more of that shilling, let's get into this. So talking about ADA, you actually found support on your 0.5. You broke above the 382 here. This is a macro from monthly low to high here back in 2020 all the way up to the 2021 highs that you had. This is pretty significant. The fact that you bounced off your 0.5 and you're above the 382. What's very common is this right here, where you bounce off your 0.5, you come up to the 382, and then you go down to your 618. I'll be right back. I have to deal with something real quick. Sorry. Sorry, I had to make sure my baby girl would fall back asleep, man. She's only 2, almost 2, and she woke up, so I had to put her down. Anyways, what I was saying is that it's very common to reject and go to the 618, 69 area. The fact that you held that 0.5 and you're now back above your 382 on a macro scale fib like this, that's a big deal. You absolutely could go lower. You could test back at the 382. You could even go a little bit below it and still be fine. As long as you're not going below this, I think that's fine on a fib perspective. Obviously, you take the fib away on a price perspective, you don't want to see lower lows. But nonetheless, this is a pretty nice move up. Could this be some kind of bull trap? You know, you've moved down really without any recourse. Could this be a bull trap, like a somewhat of a long overdue relief rally, and then you do go lower? That is possible. But the fact, in my opinion, that you got above this 382, to me that gives me reason to believe that you're not going to go below these lows. So I just wanted to start off by saying that. I know I already spent more than 2 minutes on this one already, but hey, whatever. Looking at it here, you're finding support like around your oversold zone, but you're not quite at it, which is nice. It's definitely a sign of strength, but you might actually have, let's see, I don't know. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look like perfect, but I mean, maybe you're not relative to that anymore. I don't know. You are in a more temporary kind of downtrend, lower highs. You don't have the lower lows as of right now, though. I would think you go lower. I would think you have a little bit lower to go, but you're probably near the bottom of wherever you're going to be, and then you're going to move up. Let's see. Yeah, you might immediately move up to 53 cents. And then from there continue downward to about 35 to 33 cents. I do think that you go there, but the fact that you did on a macro scale bounce off your 0.5 does lead me to believe that you could find support around 40 cents. but if not, you're going to see support around 35 to 33 cents. So that's my opinion. But it's also common from the 382 to bounce off the 236 and then work your way down. So don't be surprised if you go up a little bit in the meantime. Yeah, your 4 hour looks kind of bullish. So I would think maybe to start this week off, you do go up. Maybe even to finish this week off, you go up, but you have more downside to go nonetheless. Man, I can't talk. Maybe move up to about 53 cents, and then it's down to 40 to 33 cents, somewhere in that area. But that's ADA. Now, oh no. You guys, I don't know where I put my list. Okay, hold on. Here we go. I got it. I set it down in a place that's unconventional. Man, I'm really professional right now. You can tell I'm working from home. I don't know if you guys could see the pajamas when I got up, but I'm wearing my pajamas, man. It is nighttime for me, and I'm actually up a little bit later than I normally would be. I was on the phone with my father for a long time. We were just shooting the shit, you know. But enough about my personal life. Let's see here. Downtrend in XLM on the daily as well. You know, I kind of had higher hopes for this thing. It kind of reminds me of XRP. I know I've said that, and I mean, they kind of are in competition with each other, right? So holding these kind of like higher lows and higher highs being in this channel is something that I would anticipate that you do. But to be fair, on a weekly basis, your RSI is looking like it's breaking out of its uptrend, which is not a good thing. Not on the weekly, that is not a good thing. On the daily, you are in a downtrend as of right now, and you've broken your uptrend already. I hope you can see that. Rejecting the 50 twice, I do think XLM has lower to go. You know, a week or two ago, it was like, I hope that you bounce, and you didn't get that bounce. You actually continue to move lower. So I do think that you move lower, maybe move up a little bit from here, but I would bet that you're going to go to about 10 cents, maybe even lower than that before you start moving up again. Let's see. Let's take a relative fib. That's not it. Relative low to high. Yeah, probably around 10 cents. If not, you could move all the way down to 9.2 cents, maybe even 8.4 cents before moving up higher again, but nonetheless lower is what I got for XLM. Let's talk about XRP now. On Binance, that's fine. Being that XRP and XLM kind of run hand in hand with each other, I'm a little bit scared for XRP. I know I've been expecting that. You know, I've been saying for the past couple weeks that I've talked about it. You know, I've probably made like one video each week over the past, maybe I didn't make one last week, but I know I've made like a couple videos in the past month on it, explaining that I expect a bounce off of this area, but we just haven't gotten it yet, man. And I'm actually kind of surprised, you know. Chalk that up to the being wrong, man. I feel like you can't be right all the time, you can't be wrong all the time, but this is definitely one of those moments where I made a bad call in assuming that it would go up from here as it did all these previous times. I'm not relinquishing the idea. Yet because it does look somewhat kind of nice. I'm drawing those lines myself. Let's just see. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. But the RSI, the weekly RSI, looks sad to me. It looks like it wants to go lower. The daily RSI looks sad to me as well. Definitely looks like it wants to go lower. So I'm not excited for what that means. That could mean that XRP not only does it go lower from here, but it could go, you know, a standard kind of retracement down to about 46 cents actually, right on the money, to 42.5 cents, somewhere in that zone, maybe even lower. And that could put off any growth that we see for XRP for like months, like several months probably. So not excited about that for the XRP army, but that's my genuine opinion. I'm kind of shifting to the downside. You know, I don't fully believe that holding this kind of ascending trend line that you have, I'm not drawing it properly, but whatever, one of those lines. I'm not fully in the belief camp yet that you're just going to break that. But you're looking like it. You're really starting to look like it. I believe it more now than I have really throughout this whole entire time that we've just been calling this as a channel upwards. Yeah, I don't know. Starting to think that you might go down until this weekly RSI is in the oversold zone, which again, months. We're talking about months of consolidation. But that's XRP. Let's talk about FitFi. FitFi. Never heard of this. Step app. Let's see. All right, KuCoin's fine. We'll use KuCoin. A lot of volume coming in here. Nice to see. What is this thing? Let's see. FitFi CoinGecko. Man, did I tell you guys that that it's bedtime for me? I feel like I'm like low steam right now. 14 million. Not fully diluted. Let's look at this. That's the market cap chart. That's the price chart. You see the difference? They're both not good, but the price chart is noticeably worse, right? In my opinion. Like here, you at least went above these lows. Where on the price chart, you didn't get anywhere near those lows, man. You didn't even have a flat. It just continued to go down. So coins are being put into the ecosystem as time goes on. I don't have hopes for this thing, man. I think it wants to go lower. I don't like stuff like this personally. It's a new coin. Who really knows what's going to happen? You know, I can be wrong. But, man, rejecting your 236 like that, you can't even hit your 382. That's not a good sign. I think you're going to go lower. And not just lower, but like new all-time lows lower. Down to about 0.0016 to 0.0009, that area, the 1272 to the 1618 here. That's where I think you're going. Prove me wrong and form a higher low or something, but I don't have hopes for this thing, man. I genuinely don't. So that's FitFi. Let's talk about Rose Oasis. Is that like a play on Desert Rose or something like that? Anytime I hear Desert Rose, man, I think of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. Let's see. She's meeting up with her blind date, and it turns out he's in a wheelchair. So then she pretends like she's not Desert Rose, but he was actually a really good guy. And then she gets jealous because he ends up falling in love with the girl that she sets him up with. Anyways, and he like takes care of her. Anyways, 382 bounce, looking kind of good. Bouncing off of areas you found resistance in, kind of. I don't mind the weekly, but let's see if, yeah, the daily doesn't look as hot, man. I think you got lower to go. Again, I don't mind the weekly, but if you turn around from here, you could, you know, if you get below that 382, then it's a problem. And it's not a big problem. You're probably going to form a higher low, but where's that higher low going to be? You know, I would assume probably around here, yeah, around 6.6 cents to 6.3 cents, maybe even down to 5.7 cents, somewhere in that area down there. The daily, to me, this price action just looks like it wants to go lower. Yeah, you might not even go higher from here. We might be talking about immediate going lower. Reject the 50 area and go down. Yeah, I think you're going lower immediately on this one, actually. To those areas that I was talking about before. Let's talk about Boson now. Boson protocol. I like the name. You know, you're getting set up for somewhat of like an inverted head and shoulders. You got your like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, maybe something like that. Could be getting set up for an Adam and Eve kind of pattern, you know, something like that. Very, very good potential from here, but again, probably on a weekly basis, you probably have months of setting up. And that, you know, I know that might sound crazy to some people, because a lot of people, back when all the ETF hype was going on and everything was just moving up, you know, we were moving up basically, you know, through the end of last year, and then this thing, I feel like, started going down before some cryptos did, but a lot of things this month have started to go down. And a lot, you know, I've gotten a couple comments where people are like, are we even in a bull run, or like, when's the bull run going to start? You guys, the bull run started back in 2022. We're just not at full strength yet. We're not at full mass, right? But what happened to the bull run? It's been going on, man. We're in a bull run right now, right? Like, when did the bull run happen here? You know, I would say it happened like once we broke out of this range. It happened here. You know, it wasn't full go the whole time, and I don't expect that we're going to see something like this, right? As far as like for Bitcoin, but the full effect of it, the strongest part is always at the end. But again, like if you go back to this, where did the bull run start? Did it start here? No, that was the strongest part, but it started way back here. You know what I mean? So I feel like the bull run's already been going on. We can agree to disagree or agree to agree, whatever, however it is that you see this. But in that time, nobody wants to think of it like this because we're in a bull run. You can have multi-month periods where you're consolidating and you're just boring, genuinely boring. And that tends to happen in the first half of the bull run, which we're in. We're still before the halving. We're well before the halving. It's not even February yet. We got all of February, all of March, and most of April. We've got 2.5 to 3 months before the halving happens. We are early. So could most crypto lag and be boring in that time when everybody is just expecting it to be exciting, all because of ETF news? You know, that was like the main thing, and now it's gone. It's happened, but price is going down, so people are left in like this disbelief, like kind of mental chaos. Like, yes, we can slowly grind down, slowly. It doesn't have to be immediately, and in 3 months from now, it'll feel like it was fast. You know, right now it feels like it's slow because there's that anticipation of just everything is supposed to go. We're in the bull run. It's supposed to be like this, but no. It doesn't have to. It can be like that after it forms its low, after it gets this kind of Adam and Eve look. And long story short, what I'm trying to get to is I would expect an Adam and Eve off of this. At least a bare minimum move down to about 15.3 to 14.1 cents. But probably, I don't normally call for it, but 886, even a double bottom off of this. You could form an inverse head and shoulders. That is possible as well, though you would kind of be in the middle of nowhere in the fibs. But hey, whatever. It doesn't. These are just lines. They're not requirements. So who knows? But I would expect at least 15.3, if not honestly somewhere around 11 cents is where I think you're going. Maybe even a little lower. You might form an exact double bottom and slowly like work your way down there and like curve up, right? You might not start. I mean, maybe it won't be that long. I doubt it's going to take that long. But you know, something like, I don't know. You'll probably start moving up by the end of this year, but by the end of this year, will you be above here? I don't know, man. I really don't know. This is a new coin. It's hard to discern. But I think down from here, that much I can discern down from here. That's boson. UMA, like Uma Thurman. What a nice move, man. Accumulated, broke out, nice volume. I wouldn't buy it here, personally. I would wait until about 360, and then I would buy. Not financial advice, but I wouldn't buy here. Why? Because first off, you were boring and you just had a week, literally 1 week, that pumped 197%. This is not the area that you buy. This is the area that you sell. The top literally coalesces with this previous area of support, now turning into resistance. It makes sense. If we take the overall fib, the Mac Daddy, from the top, the all-time high, to the all-time low, I guess it's not technically the all-time low, but more or less there, you tipped the 0.5 area. Not really necessarily a good look, honestly. So I wonder what you did with the extensions here. And I say not a good look, I just mean for like immediate price growth. Tips that 1618, like closed right at it basically, yeah. You're probably going to move back to around $3, if not $3.6, somewhere around there. That's what I have for this. Down from here. Sure, we can look at the daily. Yeah, I think it's going lower. I do. You're out of the overbought zone, very overbought, and now you're not. You're going to recover. You were in the 90s and you haven't even dropped yet. You're going to drop. That's my genuine opinion. Man, now we're talking about the chosen one. I remember this coin, man. I heard about this thing from a crazy person way back in the early days. Let's see. Oh man, somebody was requesting a coin on ETH, not on BNB. Which one was it? Yeah, that's not right. Maybe we'll just have to do this. Harry Potter. Uniswap v3 wrapped on Ether. All right, this is the chart. Yeah, this looks like what it is. So yeah, the first time that I heard about it, man, it was all the way down here. I didn't invest in it, right? One of my friends was talking to me about it, and I'm like, "You're crazy, bro. You're crazy." And he's like, "You're crazy for not buying it." And then it went all the way up here, and he's just like, "You're crazy." And he didn't buy it either. He just mentioned it, and he never actually bought it himself. He might have at one point had a little bit, but he sold way too early. He was just more derping on the fact that he was right on it going up overall. But you know, it's funny, man, how like he even was wrong. He didn't buy it. He was all in my face about it, man, but he didn't even buy it. And it's just funny how people are, man. Like if you're gonna talk smack, if you're gonna be like, I told you, like, if you told me, why didn't you tell yourself? Like, why didn't you go? Anyways, I'm spending too much time on this, man. I told you guys, man, I'm tired. Different vibes tonight. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. 2.5 cents, a little bit lower than that. I think you're going lower. Yeah, absolutely. This looks like massive pump for no reason. All the volume came in up here. Distribution. Absolutely, that's what that is. So really, not only the 382, you're probably coming down to the 61869 area. On something like this, I would absolutely believe it. You will probably lose 1 cent. You will go down to about half a cent in the long term. Stay away from it. Stay away from it for months. Months even after the halving. Wait like at least a month after the halving. Not financial advice, but that's what I would do. I think this thing is not going anywhere fast. It's the only place it's going is down. You're in a distribution phase. If this was flipped, right? Let me show you. Where? There we go. Look at how bullish that chart looks. Look at how absolutely bullish it looks, right? It's beautiful. It looks like it wants to go up, right? We put it back to normal. It's going down, man. It's going down. Probably below like this area. Like you're probably going to lose the 1 cent level, honestly. So that's that. Over time, probably takes months. It'll have moments where it moves fast. It'll probably most of the time just move slow. Let's talk about Blue Zell, a real coin with real potential here. I think that Harry Potter, whatever, Sonic 10 Inu, has potential because it's a meme coin with such an outrageous name that I think it does have potential. If it's not a rug pull scam, which I don't know if it is, I don't think it is, but it doesn't mean that it's legitimate by any means. But I think that it does have potential, is what I'm trying to say. I just think that for now it's going down. Blue Zell, also probably going down. The last video I made, I want to say it was, I know it was before it had this little pump the other day, like yesterday. Went all the way up to 32.5 cents from a low of 27 cents. And now it's going lower. You know, I still very much do hold true to the idea that we're going to see prices below 20 cents again. All you did was you back tested a range that you broke out of. That's a bearish indication right there. You're probably going lower. And where are you going to go? Well, let's put our handy dandy fibs on there, right? Take our relative low. Take the high. You're probably going to the 382. And what happens, what's very common, whenever you see the 382 on a first pass, you go a little bit through it. So genuinely speaking, I would expect that we go below 16.8 cents with Blue Zell. Over time, again, probably months. You moved up pretty fast. I bet you're going to bore people on the way down. And it'll probably be toward the middle. It could be before the halving. It could be after the halving, just barely after the halving that you find your low. But it'll probably once it gets down there, consolidate for a little bit, and it'll start moving up toward halfway through this year, if not toward the second half of this year. Around June or July or later is when this thing is going to move up again. Until then, until we find our low, really, obviously, okay, until we find our low, we're just going to move down. But I would think that low is going to come in around 16.8 cents. And yes, I know I just said until we find our low, we're going to move down. That's it. I heard how silly that sounded as I said it, man. What I mean is just that, we're probably going to keep moving down for several months. Like at least, at a bare minimum, at least a month and a half. But I would think closer to 3 months to 6 months. Well, maybe not 6 months. If it's... yeah, maybe a month and a half to 3 months that we're moving down. But we're not going to like go up. We probably won't see these prices again until well into the second half of the year, let alone prices beyond that, right? But I do think we'll see prices beyond that. I think we have a lot of growing to do this cycle. But that's Blue Zell for what it's worth. Paraswap. I think this was the one that you were asking for Ether, maybe. I don't know, man. Whoever it was that was asking me to do it on Ether, not on BNB or whatever. I'm sorry, man. I didn't write that down. I remember reading it, and I got distracted. Like I said, I was talking to my dad on the phone, so I messed that up. I'm sorry. If this isn't the chart you want to see, let me know, and I'll just do another one tomorrow. But for now, you do have hidden bullish divergence. This might be one of the only charts that's actually looking like it wants to go up from here. To be completely fair, you're holding resistance at your 618, previous area that you held support, which is not good. Bouncing off your green line, which is kind of nice. Daily RSI in a downtrend, not so nice. You're at an area where I'd expect you to turn around in the daily RSI. As you can see here, this downtrend is established. You're coming in line right there with the descending upper resistance line there. And you're at your 618. You might hold at these levels until the end of the day and then resume moving down afterwards. You probably go down to about 3 cents or lower. That's my thoughts. Maybe you take out that low. Let me look at this thing for what it's worth. Yeah, I think you do. Woo! Woo, baby. I think you do take out that low. I think you see inevitably 2.4 cents to even 2 cents, somewhere down there. Probably actually going to form an Adam and Eve on this one as well. And, you know, I'm sorry I opened up the video with saying that it looked like it wanted to go up, but I changed my mind. I think it wants to go down. And maybe it doesn't take until April to get down there. Maybe it does, but it's probably going to be something like this, is my thoughts. So, anyways, if there's a winner, there isn't. None of them are winners. XRP maybe might be the only winner, but they all look kind of sad, to be completely fair. So that's it. It's a tie. That's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you. Bye-bye.